Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Oh, let me get a little swig of this goddamn little smoothie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's watching this. We're gonna watch this in the future, whatever you do. Make sure you hit the like button, that subscribe button, or the follow button on whatever platform you listen to this shit to. And support the platform. Now, let's get to the business, man. This is the third installment of the Triple Beam, where I take 3 honest truths and I weigh them out on the scale. You know what I'm saying? We try to keep the balance of it all. The first one was this one right here, I believe. Yeah, the first one was love, loss, and grief. The second one was pain, purpose, and power. We are going to, go down the street a little bit and go around the corner. We're going to go down to this: entertainment, attention, and truth. Right? So, they taught us how to stay busy, but they never taught us how to stay present. They taught us how to consume, and they never taught us how to sit with what consumption does to us. So now we're sitting at a point of time where silence feels suspicious, stillness feels unproductive, a quiet room feels like something is wrong, but in reality, nothing is wrong. But what is wrong is what we've been trained, been conditioned, right? How we've been conditioned to confuse noise with life. Because if life ever slows down, you might hear a thought that you've been avoiding. And a thought fully formed is dangerous to systems that survive on distraction. This is how control looks now. Not with focus, not with force, with flow, with endless content. I mean, the shit don't never stop. I can remember a time where I think I might be from the last generation. I was born in 1990. So I remember when TV stopped. I mean, when that shit, certain channels stopped and that shit went, ooh, and it shows you all crazy bars, all the crazy lines and all the crazy colors, and then shit was off. But now this shit never stops. So the content is endless. Now, with comfort that never lets you rest long enough to actually think. Now, Neil Postman, he warned us, not tyranny through war, but tyranny through amusement. Erykah Badu translated in soul language: don't be entertained to death. That's not poetry, that's a diagnosis. And we live in a world that profits from our inability to sit with ourselves. All right. We live in a world that profits from our inability to sit with ourselves. Now, let's put it on the scale. Look, man, this is some shit that you ain't never really heard before. And I understand it's coming from a voice that you don't really know. And I understand that. That's why I'm here to walk you through what this is. This is the prescription. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest shows you never even fucking knew about. And I'm one of the greatest hosts you never even motherfucking heard or know about. But you're going to know who I am really, really soon. My name is The Trill Pill. This is my show, The Prescription. We break this shit down like no other. Let me put this shit on the scale. This little series right here that I'm doing within the show. It's called the Triple Beam. And we're going to take these 3 things today, the same way we did love, loss, and grief, the same way we did purpose, pain, and power. We're going to take these 3 things, entertainment, attention, and truth, and put them on a scale today. This is a motherfucking #1 show, in my opinion. It's just top tier shit. It ain't too much that's going to top what the fuck we got going. And that's why I need you to like, share, and subscribe, and do all the other shit that you do to the mother niggas channels that ain't got no shit like this. We bringing it different. We stepping different. We living different. We really like that over here. All praises due. Let's start the show. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me bring this back up so we can give you a visual of what's going on, man. Like I said, I'm your host, Trill Pill. This is my show, The Prescription. I'm bringing to you another triple beam. I'm bringing to you a whole nother lane. You know what I'm saying? A whole nother lane off in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm explaining this shit as it comes to me. You know, I thank God for allowing me to have a brain like mine. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason for some things the way they be getting sent to me, and I'll be a fool not to get these things out. Don't matter what or who or where, I gotta get them out. You know what I'm saying? And then move forward. You understand me? So here we go. Entertainment, attention, and truth. All right. Entertain to death. Right. Now, I did do a video on the last season of The Prescription called Entertain to Death, and it had this same topic. It took, if you are familiar with Neil Postman, he wrote this piece called Amused to Death. He kind of seen it coming long ago. And Erykah Badu in an interview with an OK Player, and they were talking about woke, you know, what is woke and how people have kind of changed the definitions of woke to what they wanted to be. But what she was saying is basically, don't be distracted. People are going to be entertained to death. Stay focused. You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of combined those two things because they ran in, you know, they kind of are parallel. And I brought it to the present day because I do feel like people are going to be entertained to death. It has already happened. You know, this is going to go into my next show. That'll be, don't know what the title is, but it's going to go and roll right into that. But for the time being, for right now, I know niggas are snowed in, it's a little first wave of snow already came, and you're not doing shit. So if you would share this to a friend whenever you watch this shit, let's see what we can do. We're we're doing a bunch of different type of thinking over here. And like I said last time, I know what I'm doing pretty much goes against the algorithm. In my opinion, it's fuck the algorithm to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we need it, but you know, somebody back there pressing the buttons because all we seeing is stupid shit. And in my opinion, you have to be the change that you want, regardless on who's watching or who's doing what or who's doing who. So this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And the proof is in the pudding. It's thousands of it. But here we go right here though. We're gonna start with the beam. We can go left to right. You know what I'm saying? As you see the visual on your screen, the triple beam, entertain to death, attention, um, entertainment, and truth. Right? We're gonna start with beam one, which is the entertainment. Now the entertainment, it used to be a pause, right? It used to be a pause. It used to be, even when you watch shows, if you didn't catch that show at 7:30, goddamn it, their ass was grass. Hopefully you had a DVR or things of that nature. But now the entertainment is, it's the background of existence. So every emotion gets covered in content, right? Uncomfortable thought, you can open the app. You having a lonely night, you can open the feed. Stress in the chest, you can play some. Not to enjoy it, but to avoid the feeling. So entertainment becomes emotional outsourcing. You understand what I'm saying? All this, I don't want to say all of it, but majority of it has become emotional outsourcing. You feel me? Instead of asking, why do I feel this? What is this trying to teach me? What the fuck am I going through in my heart, in my brain, or how the fuck you want to describe it? Where is this coming from? We ask, what can I watch or what can I do to make this go away? So the feeling never finishes forming. The thought never finishes cooking. The self never finishes speaking. And you interrupt yourself from how you really should be handling your motherfucking problems. You understand? Over and over again. See, that death, in my opinion, it takes time. And the entertainment teaches speed. Not because entertainment is evil, but because it becomes your first response to being a human being. What you cover, you never heal. And what you interrupt, you never understand. It's like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound. The shit is not gonna motherfucking work, baby boy. Shit ain't gonna it ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need a lot more than a goddamn me band-aid over that bullet wound. You feel me? We are at a weird place where it doesn't necessarily matter what you do when you put your content out to the world. It don't fucking matter. It don't matter. You can go on Twitter, you can go on Facebook, you can go on any platform. Excuse me. You can obviously see that a lot of this shit doesn't motherfucking matter no motherfucker. All right. The accountability of putting something out into the world and your name and all that shit, your honor and all that shit, is gone. We just watched a white boy yesterday named Adam 22. Some would say he's the leader of the hip hop culture. I would say he's a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? He's an idiot and an imbecile, and I don't know, side note, it's crazy how in hip hop, right? Hip hop is our culture, like everything else is, but hip hop, it's crazy how niggas oppress like other niggas. about where they from and oh, you perpetrating and all that. But they let this white boy, this nigga from New England, this nigga from Massachusetts, some goddamn where y'all let this white boy who sell bikes. They came over here to sell goddamn me bikes, ended up at the forefront of what y'all call hip hop media. I don't call it hip hop media because hip hop media to me was what I used to walk into the Minions when my mama was grocery shopping. I used to go to the magazine section. I'm reading the Source. I'm reading the Double XL. You know, I'm from Dallas. You know, shit, I'm from the South, so I'm reading the Ozone. You know what I'm saying? Definitely the Ozone. You know, I'm reading these different pieces of people are of our culture are critiquing our culture. It's not any outsiders. Like back in the, you know, back then, like you wouldn't get no Adam 22s back then. They would, you know, and I'm telling you what they would did to them. But in this day, you know, it is kind of what it is. You got your Adam 22s and your academics and your Trap Lord Rosses and your Aiden Ross and these people who they say, oh, these are people who are at the front. You know, your 1090 Jakes, your what's the other nigga name? Seti Nash, and you got people who are, in my opinion, doing the culture a disservice with their content because it's all messy. I posted something the other day, like I never seen so many grown ass men be messy before. Like these were things that we usually left to women, the shade room and all that. Then niggas seen that was lucrative. Niggas like, oh, okay, well, shit, the women do it, the bitches do it, so I can go ahead and do it too. When you're not, I mean, it might be lucrative, but I don't know. Some people put the dollar over everything, and that's just not how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like you really won't. I don't know. Niggas just shouldn't have a T. Anyway, get back on topic. You know what I'm saying? Before we can go off on a tangent. Last night, we saw Adam 22 get his goddamn me head beat in, just like a bitch got her back beat in. You know what I'm saying? He fought the nigga that, you know what I'm saying, that fucked his wife twice. You know what I'm saying? Came at him the first time. You know what I'm saying? I watched the first one. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I watched the first one. I just wanted to see, like, goddamn, I didn't think the shit was realistic, but I was like, goddamn, this nigga really let this bitch go out there and get drilled. You know what I'm saying? You know, and he cream powder too. It's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much humiliation one man can go through, but one wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't nothing that he could do. He tried to act like, oh yeah, I'm lending her to him. She was gonna fuck that nigga regardless. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna fuck that nigga regardless. So it wasn't like he could do nothing about it. And last night we seen why him and Jason Love had a little boxing match, and he got hands put on him. Now he still be talking tough, you know. He gonna talk to all the rappers tough, and yeah, you're not gonna do nothing. Right before the fight, talked about how he was gonna smack the shit out of Sauce Walker, and you know he has a history of just talking kind of reckless, but it's like you gotta lower, you know what I'm saying? You gotta lower your tone a little bit. But I have to remember, this is entertainment. It's entertainment. So although a bunch of us know ain't no way he gonna see nobody else, especially after what we seen last night, you ain't even fight back. He ain't even fight back. He just sat there and got it beat in like his wife did when he got her shit beat in, beat upside the head, just like his wife got beat upside the head. You know what I'm saying? And it's disappointing because these are the people that y'all would say, oh, he's the leader of the. But I have to remember, like a lot of this shit is really for entertainment purposes only. And y'all really stretch that that phrase out. You know what I'm saying? And people hide behind that phrase too. And that's why a lot of these, you know, it's difficult. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? To watch something that goes on. But nonetheless, I guess it is serving its purpose as entertainment. So we watched the entertainment last night. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, there's no honor in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't find ways to make money with this content. Um, it's been tough because of the style of content and how I put it down and how I bring it, but it's been worth it simply because I don't have to give up. First of all, I ain't got to do no whole shit. I put like that. I ain't got to do. I don't have to do no whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm brilliant enough. I'm smart enough to where, and I can just not do that. I ain't got to show my ass. I ain't got to get on there and do no wild shit. I try to keep everything right off in the pocket because I got people who watch this shit who gonna be like, "Say, nigga, what the fuck you doing?" I got too many people that hold me accountable that are going to be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Now, I already told him when I pull my move, y'all pull it with me. We gotta at least pull one move. We gonna have to fight a nigga or something. I don't know what we gonna have to do. But we gonna have to goddamn do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's the emergency break the glass. Like, okay, all right, these niggas ain't playing for. We gonna go slap the shit out of nigga. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. The cause, do it for the cause. You know what I'm saying? No, but the entertainment, man, that's a whole show, probably within itself. But for time purposes, I mean, I'm saying time purposes, but 9 times out of 10, you snowed in like I am. Ain't no going nowhere. But that's a whole other topic for a different day. I didn't pretty much flesh that out by itself as it pertains to this show right now. So, being number 2, we're going from entertainment to attention, right? Being number 2, this is the rewiring, right? The rewiring. God damn it, that's the tongue twister. Let me get a little sip of this smoothie to make sure my mouth don't get dry. Pause. While I'm talking. All right. So how do I want to start this? If entertainment is what you reach for, attention is what gets reshaped while you're reaching, right? Every scroll trains your nervous system. Every click shortens your patience. Every bounce teaches your brain to crave novelty. So now peace feels boring. Stillness feels uncomfortable and long thoughts feel heavy. Not because you can't think deeply, but because you've been trained not to. I did a show, the first season of this show was let me see what this shit was. I forgot the name of it. Let me see, I'll put it up real quick. But it was basically about how they robbed us of being bored. Like a lot of imaginative, a lot of creations came out of being bored. When you was a kid and you was bored, you went outside. You know what I'm saying? And two things either happened. You went outside and you found some shit to, be cool with, or you walked around till you found some other bored kids, and then y'all put y'all bored minds together, and then y'all created some shit. You know what I'm saying? That was your day. But that's how social skills get built. That's how you find out who you really are. You know what I'm saying? As a human being, that's how you build community. You know what I'm saying? And these days, that doesn't really exist no more because it's weird and everybody's kind of in the house now. Like these kids that are growing up right now, if they were school age when 2020 hit, or around whatever time and it was COVID, they are wired a tad bit differently, right? It ain't a whole lot of going outside and doing all that shit. It's a lot of, interacting through these screens, through these black mirrors of ours, whether it be the phone, a computer, tablet, you know what I'm saying, whatever the fuck you got. And they're wired differently. And being a dad, you have to parent differently. You have to adjust your parenting to what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you can bring a little bit of that old school flavor, But you got to realize these is new school kids. So a lot of that old school shit is going to repel them. You got to find a way to pretty much put the medicine in the candy, if you know what I'm saying. You feel me? It's still the old school principles and new school ways. It's the same way with everything. Got to move forward with sports. They was playing basketball back in the 70s, but they ain't playing like how they were in the 70s like they playing now. It's different moves. The speed is different. The athleticism is different. It's faster. Certain shit just has to change. You know what I'm saying? The game didn't change, but the rules changed and the players changed. You know what I'm saying? The game itself is still the game. Put the ball through the basket. With football, take the football, cross the goal line. Soccer, put the goal, cross the line, hit the net. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily hit the net, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the game never changes. Just the rules and the players do. You know what I'm saying? But everything is so nuanced now because you have a lot of different opinions from a lot of different people that don't necessarily add anything to it. Like if I'm in a conversation or if it's a certain topic that I don't know shit about it, I might have an opinion. And knowing me, my brain, how it works, depending on how I feel, I might say something about it. But in the long run, most of the time, if I don't know, I just won't say shit. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Or I'm gonna ask a question like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the context? Like, give me some context and let me understand or point me in the right direction so I can figure out what the fuck y'all niggas talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I pick up the conversation when it's something that I know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays we got it. Excuse me. We got everybody having an opinion about everything. And unfortunately, like I tell my children, unfortunately, you share the world with idiots. You know, you share the world with some idiots, unfortunately. Like, I'm sorry that I brought you into this world that you have to share with some idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way it is, baby. I don't necessarily but let me see if I can bring this up real quick. So we all share the world with some idiots. Like, we share the world with people who I don't know if you can explain. I don't think there's quite a explanation, but it's let me see. Let me go over here. The Chrome tab. Oh yeah, that's it right here. Is that it right there? Yeah, let me take this down real quick. Take this shit down. Let me take this down real quick. Blue. So I want to say it was, scroll all the way down. All the way down. It might have been this one right here, The Quiet Revolution, The Return of Being. And like I said before, the first installment of Entertain to Death, where I kind of went over this already, but not in this way. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of turning the other side and kind of getting more I want to say a nigga getting philosophical with it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga out here with philosophy and things of that nature. That and pretty much all of this shit, all of it kind of goes together. Control culture, how ideological subversion, whoever the fuck that title is, and all that shit. But anyway, that's pretty much how I covered it and when I covered it. And I talked about how we've been robbed of being bored. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not bored no more. Like bored is where, when I used to get bored as a kid, I used to write. You know what I'm saying? I used to draw. I used to sketch shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to make all these imaginary worlds with my toys that I had. You know what I'm saying? I was bored. I tired of doing everything else. So shit, I'm gonna take goddamn this Wolverine, this RoboCop. I had a Wolverine, I had a RoboCop, and I had some other shit. You know what I'm saying? And the niggas was fighting. You know what I'm saying? They was fighting, or they was trying to solve a problem or something. But it just sparked creativity. You know what I'm saying? And I was blessed to be able to grow up around people um who let me be creative, who let me think, you know. Like even like my pops was a nigga who I asked him something, and he'll tell me the first part, and he'll say, "All right, now the rest is up to you." I'd be like, "Nigga, what?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know, he'll tell me the first part. I'd be like, "Uh huh." Then he'd be like, "Okay, now the rest it is up to you." And then I didn't understand it, but I had to go and find my own meaning, go and find my own information, and that kind of sparked how I think and how I teach and how I parent and just how I am now. It's how I move is, even with the kids. Like I just feel like, I can sit here and tell you this shit, but you're not gonna know what it really means until you go and find it for yourself. Now I'm gonna go and do my due diligence and go point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's up to you because you got to find out if you really care about this shit. Because if you really care about it, you'll go find out the answers to whatever questions that you have. But we've lost that because everything is so easy and it's accessible right now. You can don't know shit, but get on Chat GPT or Claude or Grok and just what I'm saying, just not necessarily know it, but speak as if they know it. You know what I'm saying? And it's putting salt in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like it really puts people. I put it like this: it really makes the people who really go and actually research. There's no problem with using Chat GPTs and the AI shit, but use it the same way you would use it, like when you have to go find the definitions of something. You know what I'm saying? Point me in the right direction. Tell me what books to read, what articles to read. That way I can go read some articles and formulate my own, you know what I'm saying? Like my own explanation. And then I can have that recourse with the AI or recourse with people, you know what I'm saying? With different people and just kind of see where everything is. You know what I'm saying? Because the AI ain't right all the time either. You know how many times I show y'all my Chat GPT shit? Like I literally be getting in full fledged discussions and arguments with the AI. It's one of my greatest pastimes. It's great in my opinion. I have fun with it. I even have more fun with it because I make them argue against each other. Like I put ChatGPT against Grok. I said I go on there and just be messy as fuck and tell Grok. ChatGPT said it'll whoop your motherfucking ass and this and that. And Grok I say something back, and I go and tell go and tell GPT shit. Grok said, "Goddamn shit, he ain't going for nothing." You know what I'm saying? And just that's why I do in my downtime. I be instigating artificial intelligence beefs. Amazing shit. But we just lost the art of going and seeking information. You know what I'm saying? The other day, I had to go to the library to print out some paperwork and things like that. And where I was posting this being there for like 30 seconds, not 30 seconds, but like 30 minutes and printing out shit. I ended up being there for like 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? I had fee I had to pay anyway. Had to pay the fee, paid a little $67 for some shit that my kids done lost. You know what I'm saying? And I stayed in there. I didn't check nothing out, but I just stayed in there because I just liked the feeling. Like it just was so nostalgic to me. Like when I used to go to the library, the Martin Luther King Library in South Dallas, and being there with my mama and just the whole day will be the library. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know the air, like it'll be the whole day. It's a William Chicken across the street. We used to take the bus from Pine Street all the way down there. You know what I'm saying? Or we used to walk from where we were, and then go up the hill, out on the park, walk down that street. I forgot what that street name, but walk down that street all the way down there by Madison. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Pine Street and you're walking up the park. Now I gotta explain this shit. I don't want another fucking tangent. At Opportunity Park, it's the park. It's People's Church, right? Baseball field behind the church. The park behind the church. You know what I'm saying? To the left side. Basketball court behind the baseball, right off of Spring Avenue. It's a big ass hill that people used to go down there, fall down, hurt themselves, break arms, limbs, things of that nature, run from the police and all type of shit. But if you walk up that hill, I used to run them hills, so great conditioning hills. Walk up that hill, it'll put you on, I forget what street that is, but if you keep just going straight up that street, you'll eventually run into Madison High School and Martin Luther King library and all that shit ain't far from there. You know, they're virtually right next to each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we used to, do that. You know what I'm saying? And be in the library and just have fun. You know what I'm saying? Lunchtime, go across the street, get some Williams chicken, come on back, or walk down the street more, grab some two partners, and come on back and just make it a whole motherfucking day. And then we get ready, we ride the bus back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? And bus up, drop you off on intersection of Pine and Oakland, or it used to be Oakland, and walk back down. You know what I'm saying? Walk down Pine back to the crib. You know, it was either that or just ride the bus downtown, you know what I'm saying, to my pop's job at Dallas Museum of Art, and go walk down, you know what I'm saying, around the time he get off, and, shit, walk downtown, walk around downtown, but it was an experience, you know what I'm saying? So being off from the library, it's very nostalgic for me, but it also lets me know, like, damn, man, like, this shit is a lost art. Like, in my opinion, I don't think print will go anywhere. But boy, it's damn sure, you know what I'm saying? It's tough for them libraries to find that funding and keep operating, man. But it wasn't nobody in there that young. It's all old niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of them. I probably wasn't the youngest of the old niggas. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it wasn't nothing but like, I was at the Rudisill out there in North Tulsa, and it was all old heads. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? My old library head, and I'm in this hoe with some Crocs. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this hoe with some Crocs and a beanie on. You know what I'm saying? Some sweatpants, printing papers out, reading old magazines. I done flipped through about 30 Jet magazines. Page 43. You know what's going on page 43. The Jet booty. I mean, the beauty of the week. You know what I'm saying? Jet beauty of the week. Page 43. I don't went down goddamn 1987, the motherfucking me, 1992, just back in there in the back. Just going through, I'm like, damn, boy, they used to be good. So and so getting, married, and it just was, she was a mind-blowing experience. You know what I'm saying? And I missed it because we don't get that now. You know what I'm saying? All we get now is everybody being motherfucking messy and shade rooming and lying and, it's a bunch of other shit. But let's get back to the goddamn. I got to show you that. But peace now feels boring. Stillness feels uncomfortable. Long thoughts feel heavy. Not because you can't think deeply, but because you've been trained not to. So engagement is the goal, and your nervous system is the battlefield. The algorithm doesn't just show you content, it sets the tempo and the tone of your mind. So now you just don't scroll fast, you think fast, you judge fast, you move on fast. Everything seems to be sped up a tad bit in our society now. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody wants this shit to happen right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants the microwave shit. You want to be able to pop your little TV dinner off in the motherfucking microwave, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, a minute, pop you some noodles in there, or whatever, and you want to eat, but you don't want to have to make that soul food, because that soul food, most likely, if you really eat soul food or cook soul food or cook food, you'll know some of that shit you have to prepare for. You just can't put the beans in the pot and cook the beans. You gotta goddamn soak the beans. You gotta, soak the beans out. You soak them overnight. You gotta do some shit. That you gotta goddamn prep the shit. Niggas don't want to prep no more. And I ain't talking about the HIV prep. Niggas are definitely doing that wild shit. You know what I'm saying, these days. Stay safe out there. I'm talking about prep the food, prep what you're going to eat to nourish your body. You can eat that fast food shit, and as soon as you get home, that shit gonna run through you, or you gonna feel tired. When you cook something, it's gonna give you fuel to do a lot of shit, like go to the gym, hit you about 50 goddamn push-ups. You know what I'm saying? Hit your little Master P's, do like 2 minutes straight, a Master P, let that food get on down there. You know what I'm saying? Digest right, sit down, have energy just to go do shit when you make that soul food, because it really helps your body out. Some of that shit, not all that shit, like them candy yams, all that sugar, all the extra sugar. I'm talking about just the important shit. But it's a difference. You think fast, you judge fast, you move on fast. And what I've came to learn is a distracted, excuse me, a distracted mind is the easiest to mind. Easiest to mind. A distracted mind is the easiest mind to lead, not because it's weak, but because it's tired. Tired minds look for shortcuts. Shortcuts feel like certainty, and certainty feels like safety. So attention training becomes belief training, not through ideas, but through pace. So you have to ask yourself, who sets the tempo of your mind? You have to control the tempo of your mind. A distracted mind is the easiest mind to lead, not because it's weak, but because it's tired. Tired minds look for shortcuts. Shortcuts feel like certainty. Certainty feels like safety. So attention training becomes belief training, not through ideas, through pace. Who sets the tempo of your mind? Beam three. Put the visual back up. We can close this right on now. 2 tangents is enough in within 1 hour. So let's get this shit going. Beam three. Truth. Now, in this case, truth ends up being the casualty, because the truth doesn't survive well in a rush culture. Truth is slow. Truth is layered. Truth requires context. So when attention becomes shallow, truth has to perform. It becomes a clip. It becomes a headline, a reaction, or a hot take. Right? So with all this shit off in the mix, the context disappears. I'll tell you about 5 minutes ago, I'll be asking about the context. What does this mean? I didn't know what the fuck this mean. You know what I'm saying? What, context disappears. The nuance feels weak, and complexity feels like confusion. When you force niggas to think, oh my God. A nigga act like you asked him to go climb the motherfucking Himalayas or something, and bring them back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, I'm just think. You know what I'm saying? I learned that the most through making content, because I didn't want to make no bubblegum shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make nothing that's just like some goofy shit, but I want to make something to make people think a little bit the way I like to, the way I've had to, you know, certain things I put myself into, I had to think my way out of them. You feel what I'm saying? It's only so much the human body can do. Some things the human body is useless for. And you're gonna need your fucking brain to get you out of some shit if you in some shit. If you in danger, if you in a place where you're like, man, I don't know if I can, I don't probably, you know what I'm saying, let my ego get me in this place. I gotta think my way up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Something happened at work, you gotta think your way up out of that. You feel me? It's a bunch of games being played. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of games being played, and you know, for those of us who shit, we operate on morals and principles and shit. We are rare. So a lot of folks, because we operate on that, some part of that people see and think they can play games with us. And yeah, you can go and put your hands on them people to go get something done to them people, but they're gonna lock your motherfucking ass up because they're scary. And they could do all that shit and say all that shit, but they ain't gonna really do nothing about it when it comes to, okay, now you disrespecting me as a human being. So certain shit you gotta think your way out of because they're trying to trick you out your spot because they hate you. They hate how you living. They hate how you look. They hate what you can do. They hate who's attached to you. They hate what you do. They hate you motherfuckers smiling all day in the morning. They hate the way people gravitate towards you because you a good nigga. And you gotta react a certain way. And every once in a while, yeah, we gonna fuck up. But for the most part, you know, we're humans. So shit happens, but you gotta think your way out a lot of this shit. You understand what I'm saying? You got to. But we're at a point now where people stop asking, damn, is this shit true? Or is it just, you know what I'm saying, just some shit out here, just, you know, is it true that they just stop asking? Like a lot of folks don't care about if it's true, but it's entertaining. So this is where truth is it's a casualty now. They stop asking, is this true? They start asking, does this feel right? Does this confirm me? Does this entertain me? So, truth, in a sense, it becomes emotional validation, not reality, not coherence, and not depth. So, pain becomes content. The outrage becomes currency. The trauma becomes branding. The wisdom becomes optional. But the silence becomes dangerous because silence is where the unfiltered truth shows up. And the real loss isn't the facts, it's the patience. The patience required to let reality finish speaking. Whenever my kids get in arguments and everybody's talking and they can't nobody explain, I do that famous daddy shit. Hey, god damn it, shut the hey, you know what I'm saying now. You you go. And then when you done, you go. And then vice versa until we come up with the solution. Because everybody talking at one time, we will never get no answers, and you wasting time. Or you'll realize how dumb the topic is that you're arguing like that you trying to get, like, just stop. Everybody listen. You know what I'm saying? Then we can goddamn me get somewhere. We can't get nowhere if everybody talking at the same goddamn time. You saying some shit, I'm saying some shit, and, not getting nowhere. You're not getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But that silence of somebody shutting the fuck up and letting the other person speak, it does something to the conversation. Now it brings weight to it. Now it brings maturity. Now everybody's IQ is up because now not only are you able to speak, but you're able to think. You're able to actually give a response and not just respond just for the response, but respond to what's actually being said and how you actually feel what you're saying. Some huge fucking difference in there than just hearing some shit and being and they call that shit. Fuck, my therapist call that shit. Oh, being an active listener. Gotta be an active listener. Yeah, something different, you know. But that silence is dangerous now. Everybody's so used to noise. I can remember my first night in Langston, shit was so quiet and it kept me up all night. I also used to just the ambiance of living in Dallas, living on one of the major streets in Dallas, which is Pine Street. A lot of traffic through there, a lot of shit happening. Niggas, loud ass music, various, loud ass music, hoes hollering, pimping, you know what I'm saying? Niggas trying to get whatever they trying to get off, niggas shooting, and you know, so just in it's ambiance. So when I got to Langston University, and my first night at Langston, I'll never forget this shit. After my parents left, I watched them go all the way down the back road, watched them leave. I went in there. I tried to put some posters up. My ceiling fan was right above the bed in Centennial, and I went up too high, hit my goddamn head on the ceiling fan, had me leaking, had to go get a goddamn first aid kit, stopped the bleeding. It wasn't a big cut, but it was a little bit of slice. Fuck, it's kind of fuck my shit up a little bit, but sat down, you know what I'm saying? I had about half a little, you know what I'm saying? About half a little zip or some, you know what I'm saying, or some corn. Already had a corn and a kush mix. It was way more corn than kush at that time. But it was definitely a nice little mixture I was sitting off with. And I rolled me something up. You know what I'm talking about? I rolled me something up and I just kept rolling me something up until I just figured out, like, oh man, boy, we really here, Oklahoma, boy. What the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? We really here. You know, and you go outside and you see that nigga, hey, where you from? I'm from so and so, and you start communicating with people. But once all that had died down, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I would just sit out there on the steps, or I would go across the street and sit by the goat fence. It was a goat farm I lived across from, and just go sit and just go smoke, go smoke over there and just embrace the silence. Because for the first time I've in my life, shit was silent. Like I could really see all the stars now. I kind of see a little bit. I can really see. It ain't no lights around this bitch. It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It's just straight darkness. I can look up and see all the stars. I can really sit here and it be quiet. You don't hear shit, but maybe, some animals or, it's just nature. You just silence though. And what it did for me, you know what I'm saying? And where it brought me and how it allowed me to think, like, damn, like, nigga, we really here now. We gonna do what he gotta do. You feel what I'm saying? And go forward with it. But finding silence now, that shit is tough. You have to make time for silence. The same way you gotta make time to go to the gym or make time to go grocery shopping or make time to do anything else. You need to make time for silence. You know what I'm saying? Put the motherfucking phone down and, you know what I'm saying, just sit and cut TV off and just sit there. Get your motherfucking book or just sit there and close your eyes and think. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to get back to just being. I think we don't forget how to just be. You ain't gotta do something about it. Like old folks they used to say, sit down, you know what I'm saying? Sit down somewhere. God damn, you ripping and running, and now my door open, just sit down. And just sit down. That was really saying sit down and just soak this shit in. Like be present, be aware of what's going on. And sit your motherfucking ass down. Like you really running the bills up around this bitch, cutting the lights on, cutting the lights off. You done cut the lights on, then left. Boy, you better not cut the lights on and then leave the light on whenever you leave the room. Say, boy, fuck around and get your ass DDT around that bitch off in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But but that's that. You know what I'm saying? I really think that's a few of these things are what we losing. We're losing these things, and for some of us who remember these times when we had silence, when shit stopped, we gotta continue to make these moves. You know what I'm saying? Get these babies, like these babies gonna be on this digital shit forever. That's kind of how they grew up. But take that away from them. You know, I bought my son a fucking keyboard. You know what I'm saying? And he's a computer kid like I was. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I love to be on a computer and on the game and shit, but sometimes I don't want to be. So I'm gonna grab one of these books over here, or I'm gonna get on here and write something. I'm gonna get on here and write some ideas down. I'm gonna get in the whip and just drive somewhere. I'm gonna just choose a direction and just take the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the library, find a little, you know what I'm saying, little spot, just quiet. People who appreciate things like being bored and being quiet and not moving around and not just sit the fuck down. Like it's rare now. Everything's moving. This shit never stops. It's 24 hours, 365, 366 on the leap year of shit. Entertainment. Some of it's not even entertaining. It's just shit. Majority of the shit you can't use, you don't learn from it. It's just there. So majority of the shit is just there. And it's really unfortunate where we are as a society because we're just not focused. You know what I'm saying? We're just not focused, And even I check myself about my screen times and things like that because, like I said, we're human. But when we catch ourselves, shit, apply this shit. Me going back to the gym has helped out a whole lot because I'm able to just get in a whole different zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm an introvert. I'd rather be at home and do anything else. You know what I'm saying? So to either get me out of my spot, you either got to be somebody that I fuck with. You know what I'm saying? And or at the end, I just gotta want to go do it. Because if I don't feel like doing it, I'm not gonna go and doing it because it's hard to get me out of my spot. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable here. I walk around this bitch, making food, cooking shit, doing my thing, read. I got my books over here. I got my Xbox over here. I got my computer right here. I got my pens right here. I got my goddamn composition book that's over here. I keep full of motherfucking notes and shit. I got a board over here. I got a bunch of shit just to occupy me, so to get me and pluck me away from my time. And it got to be around people that I fuck with, that I trust, that I know got my best interest at heart. And then after I get past that, is do I really want to do this shit? And if I want to do this shit, then I'm gonna go ahead and do it, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? But going to the gym helped me out a whole lot because it just made me. It helped me. It helps me realize that some of this shit, sometimes you need to be humble. Going to the gym is a humbling experience. I said that shit last time, but it really is. You know what I'm saying? It's a humbling experience. You really, like you really at war with yourself. So sometimes you need to get out your comfort zone and go to war with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go war with that nigga in the mirror. And for me, I guess you can kind of say, I'm talking to this one chick, she's talking about, oh, it's a duality, you're Gemini, all that shit. I'm like, oh, hi, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But what she was saying makes sense, the whole astrology, all that shit. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just know that it helps me out. You know what I'm saying? I know it gives me something to work for when I get in that gym and I'm trying to lift this shit and I realize, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like it humbles your ego too. It's easy to put that shit on there. Now you got to go lift that shit and you get that shit off your chest. Ain't nobody coming to help because nigga, you new to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody coming to help like that. They're not paying attention to you like that. So if you better get that shit off your chest, or you gonna go over there and die, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but it helps out a whole lot. You understand me? So the conclusion, let's wrap this up. We just hit the hour mark, but the conclusion, balancing the scale. Now you can see the machine. The entertainment becomes the reflex, the attention becomes trained, and the truth becomes reshaped, not by evil, by incentives, by comfort, and by design. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes by evil. I probably meant to write that a little different, but it's definitely some evil shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So fuck that not by evil shit. Evil by incentives, by comfort, and by design. They don't have to silence you if they can keep you stimulated. A lot of people are overstimulated. They can't help themselves. Niggas gonna fucking freak out. They don't have no YouTube, no phone, nothing. They gonna freak the fuck out. They gonna freak out, nigga. They gonna freak out. They gonna freak out. They gonna freak the fuck out. If they don't have what they usually have, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all a brain thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all the neurological whatever type shit. And I didn't really get into all that shit until a few years ago because I do stutter and I'm trying to find like the source of my stuttering because I do want to practice, practice on speech and getting shit over and speaking and all that shit. It's a task. It's somewhat exhausting, but this is kind of required. This is a part of it. You understand what I'm saying? So being able to work on that, learn to slow down a little bit because sometimes I can move too fast. I can talk too fast. You know what I'm saying? You ever been with a chick and you're like, God damn, you moving too fast. I'm like, God damn, man, I didn't know. I'm trying to see what type of time you on. That's why I place my hand on your thigh. That's the litmus. I didn't squeeze the thigh. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? You're moving too fast. Well, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all who don't get no ass out there. I know it's difficult, but I'm just saying, y'all never had a woman put her head on your chest and goddamn, nigga, slow down. Goddamn, bitch, my bad. I was in the flow state. You know what I'm talking about? I was in the stroke state. I was in the flow state. I was in the moving and grooving. I'm getting slowed down. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make love and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Whole different conversation, a different day. Sometimes you gotta know when to speed it up, when to slow down. That's in life too. Not just when you're dealing with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Slow down. Bobby Valentino said, slow down. Sometimes I just want to get to know you. All this shit just has to slow down. We gotta chop and screw some of this shit. Some of this shit, the beats is too fast. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is going at a million miles an hour, but not saying shit. Sometimes the slower paced music is the best because you can fully understand what the fuck is being said, get the context, and really enjoy the music. That's why I fuck with jazz a whole lot and funk at times because it's a slower pace of music and you can actually embrace it and feel the music. You know what I'm saying? You can feel the beat. You know what I'm saying? You can feel the drum, you can feel the saxophone, and whoever doing the dee dabba doo the dabba the dops and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can really get in there and get into a zone. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very important for us to slow it down just a tad bit. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to silence you if they can keep you stimulated. So the real resistance isn't loud, it's slow. You understand? It's a person sitting still long enough to finish a thought, to feel a feeling, to hear a truth before reacting to it. That's how you step out of the spectacle. That's how you step out of the circus. And that's how you reclaim your mind. If you can control your attention, you can control your direction. Boy, this was good right here. This is mega church worthy with the lasers and all that shit. You feel me? But that's it. That's all I got for today. Like I said, support the platform. We live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube right now. Make sure you support the platform any way you can. Love. I was gonna go to peace, love, and light rap, but it just seemed too corny. So I'm just gonna say is just love each other. It's snowing outside. Be safe. If you didn't get what you had to get before you had to go get it, then you just don't got it. And you might be able to slide out here right now because there's a whole nother wave of snow about to come through. Just be careful. It's about an inch and a quarter of ice on the ground on top of some snow. If you think you're gonna go out there and do what you're trying to do, don't die. All right, don't die because you got to come back here and listen to this pimping I'm putting down on the goddamn Trill Pill Digital YouTube and Trill Pill Facebook and on Twitter. So that being said, man, I'm done here. I'm about to do some other shit. But in the meantime, think about what's being said. This topic, if you fuck with it, give me some feedback. Let me know what's going on. Let me know. I don't give a fuck what it is. Say, goddamn, nigga, you on to something? Or goddamn, nigga, you tripping? Or I didn't really understand. You kind of went off on too many tangents. You did this and you did that. And you came back around and whatever the fuck you're feeling, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I don't need followers. I need thinkers. That's why I always say what I do is with hustlers and scholars in mind and the doers of the world, because in order to be a hustler, you got to be able to think. In order to be a scholar, you got to be able to think. You have to be able to think. So I need thinkers. I need people that's going to push back on whatever it is out there. I don't need nobody's going to say, oh, yeah, that's good. Let's do it again. No, nigga, I need to come back and say, goddamn, what happened when this, and the other, or I have a different thought about this. Like, I really need that. I require that. I suggest that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we build and grow. And that's how we reclaim these spaces. You feel what I'm saying? You probably won't see another platform like this. This is one of one. This is one of a kind. I'm probably ahead of my time, and this shit probably won't come into fruition until a nigga die. And I'm fine with that. Anyway, the work will get goddamn me done. And this is what it is, the Trill Pill, the prescription. Next show coming soon, probably tomorrow. I'm getting here and cook something up. That's something I have to create. I got three beans already done, and then I'm gonna come back with some different shit. We're gonna go away from the triple beams, let that breathe, let those three breathe for a moment, and we'll come back with those probably in a few months. But for right now, these are great by itself. And we're gonna get back to regular scheduled programming, doing the regular shit. But this has been fun, you know what I'm saying? And this is, I never seen nobody do shit like this before, besides me. So hey man, I love it. But in the meantime, man, I'm gone. I'm rambling and I'm out of here, goddamn it. Yeah, I'm out of here. Goddamn.